Okay, sorry about that, folks. I had to zoom in there. But welcome to this this video blog for today, February 6, 2012. And folks, it's been quite a week and quite an interesting weekend, if you will. As we all know, last night was the Super Bowl, and congratulations to the New York Giants for winning. Out of all the family members, that were watching last night here in California, well, here in the Central Valley, me and my family, I think I was the only one for the New York Giants. And here's why. I think I'm kind of like in the majority of those that feel as though New England's been there a lot more than New York lately. It's not a lie. It's not a lie. New York, the last time they were there was about the same time I think New England was. I'm pretty sure of that. Let me check my Super Bowl past winners. Obviously, I don't know if they're going to update this one yet or not. They probably will. But anyway, and I apologize, that's the bird in the background. I don't know why he likes to do that. But basically, the last time New England won was back in 2004, 2005. So it's been a long time since they've won. But they've been there. The last time they were there was the same time as the Giants. But when you take a look at it, they've won in 04, 03, 04, 05, 03, 04, 01, 02. So they've won literally more in the past decade than the Giants have. I mean, the Giants, the last time they won was when they beat the Patriots like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. So, yeah, again, congratulations. And like I said, the reason I like them is because, one, as I kind of pointed out to my mom, and I think my mom kind of realized a little bit, they're kind of like the underdog. I mean, they even talked about it on the broadcast of the game themselves. They say New York was the underdog, but the way they were performing was literally like they should have been favored. Which I can agree, maybe they should have been. Now one thing I can say is I just felt that the Giants were going to do this. I don't know why. And I think it goes back to my theory what I was talking about a couple of weeks ago after the Giants beat the Niners. Makes me wonder if perhaps, in some way, it's not just me, but in some way, if it's all scripted. You know what I'm saying? Because literally, I went on Facebook yesterday, and someone reported, I don't know if it was ESPN or somebody reported that one of the New York Post out there, or one of the New York sporting news stations or whatever, news channels or papers, had basically leaked out the fact that Giants were going to win. So, even though the game had not taken place, why would they suddenly leak out information? You see, that's the one thing makes me wonder if maybe this is all scripted. I mean, yeah, it's physical, it's heads on during the regular season. It's like let the better team win, but it makes you wonder if during like postseason, if anything's probably scripted. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe the coaches tell the players, "Hey, go out there, have a great game," and then when the cameras are off, they're like, "Okay, and by the way, you guys got to give a great game, but then you got to lose." Makes me wonder. I'm probably wrong, but the way things are, you never know. But anyway, again, congratulations to the New York Giants for doing it. But what was unusual about watching yesterday's Super Bowl, this was what really was unusual. See, my mom's original plans had kind of had to change a little bit. You see, she initially was going to, how do I put this? She was initially going to basically, well, she was basically going to be, this is kind of weird to say. She was initially going to just do her homework and probably head to my sister's in Modesto to watch the Super Bowl. She had no idea that she was going to have to watch my 8-year-old nephew at the last minute. You see, something happened at one of the households that he was staying at, one of the relatives that he was staying at. So basically my mom had to go and pick him up late at night, bring him back here and have him for almost most of the day on Saturday, most of the day on Sunday. Which I guess is a good, which I guess kind of helps her out in a way. And the reason I say kind of helps her out because it kind of gets her into the mood, if you will, into the mode of watching all of them this weekend. Exactly, this weekend. You see, this weekend, my sisters and their husbands are going to go out of state. They're literally just going like up the road out of state to Reno. And alright, that's understandable. They're going out out of state, up the road, out of state this weekend. That's fine. That's understandable because of the fact that it's Valentine's Day weekend. Because due to the fact that Valentine's Day, according to the calendar here, falls on a Tuesday, and that really doesn't help anything out. Anyway, the fact is, folks, that we're going to be having them this weekend, and that's why I did my channel update and video blog last week, to kind of acknowledge what was going to be happening. Now, another thing, though, I did over this weekend is I rented 2 movies through Redbox, which I have to return today, because even though they will charge me, I still have to return them. And those movies are Courageous. Well, actually, it's one movie and one game. The movie is Courageous, and the other one is Soul Calibur 5. That's right, Soul Calibur 5, which literally came out a week ago yesterday. I mean, a week ago tomorrow, the 31st. And usually with Redbox, it takes them a while on certain titles to come, video game-wise, to come into the vending machines. But there it was. Saturday morning, I went out, I had to go take care of some stuff. I got some breakfast for me and my mom at McDonald's, and literally right there was the Redbox. Redbox is right in Save Mart. So I went in there, so I looked around and I saw Soul Calibur 5 in there. And I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to rent this game. Now I know some people have said it's a good game, but it's not like on par of previous Soul Calibur games when it comes like to story mode. And I understand that. But to me, I've always liked Soul Calibur, especially with the fact that it's got a curation mode. But I'll get into that when I probably do my video game review. But I like it so much that I decided, you know what? I'm helping my mom out, doing her homework. I'm doing what I can to help her out. I'm going to treat myself to this. And that's literally what I did. I treated myself to going on Amazon.com, buying Soul Calibur 5, along with another 5-pack of 6-disc DVD cases, as well as buying a 100 recordable DVD plus R spindle. In other words, a Miramax, 100-pack of recordable DVD R plus R discs, which, along with what I have now, essentially after today maybe will be about 24 or maybe 21 or something like that. What I have now kind of helps out, because that way I won't take so long in wasting a lot of them. When I had the 75 through Sony, I think, or it was Miramax or something like that, or Memorex, Memorex is what it was. When I had the 75 through that, I literally was able to save a lot of time. 'Cause I even had other discs before that. So this is going to help me out in the long run, if you will. But anyway, that's what I did yesterday. I was going to, here's what's ironic though, I was trying to do them both at the same time, but instead of going back on my iPod, to add the spindle, I accidentally hit place order. So that was my fault, but that's okay. They're both supposed to come by Wednesday, should they ship out. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It'll be the first new official game since about Sonic Generations I've gotten within the week of its release. I mean, I had to literally, the only difference between WWE 12, which was my newest game as of late, newest addition to my collection, is the fact that WWE 12 came out around December, November. I literally had to wait till last month, or the beginning of this month, to get it, as well as at the beginning of last month to get it, and literally to the end of last month, in the beginning of this month, to download the characters that I needed. So anyway, that's all been taken care of. So hopefully I won't have to spend any more money for the rest of the month. Unless it's money I earn by working with my brother-in-law, because you see, apparently I'm supposed to work with my brother-in-law tonight, hopefully, maybe even with my niece, because he's got to work in San Francisco. But then again, maybe not. So, but anyway, like I said, I did all that because yesterday, while we were watching the Super Bowl, it was kind of a weird way to watch it. My mom, I was literally in this room, over here in this rec room, typing up her homework so she could put it online. I was typing it up, and the fact that while I was typing it up, I was listening to the game a little bit, but I had to type up the homework. And then my sister, my older sister, came and got her son, took him with her and my niece and her son over to my sister's. My brother-in-law apparently had to work last night because, like I said, they're going to Reno this Friday, so go figure. But anyway, they literally went to it was just me and my mom, and finally we got it done. And by the time the halftime show came around with Madonna, which everybody has said was a pretty good halftime show, except for that obscenity middle finger by MIA, that literally, while that was happening, we went from there all the way to my sister's. We listened to the game on the radio, we stopped, got some meat and some beer, bought my sister a pack of cigarettes and a couple of lighters, because I usually know she's going to run out because my niece likes to ask her for some. But literally went from there, went to their place, and enjoyed the rest of the Super Bowl, and had dinner as well. So basically, that's all about what happened this past week and weekend. All I can say this about my mom's class. No offense, but I think the teacher needs to kind of ease off the homework. That's due every other weekend or every other first Sunday or first Sunday of the week. You know what I'm saying? Ease off. Because literally it was a lot for the second one, for the second module. And anybody that does Las Positas and does Blackboards or does online classes, I think understands. So that's all I'm going to say. Comment down below if you like, and thank you for watching this video blog. Hope you have a good Monday. Peace out.